Right. Let's get this show on the road. Let's go here. Let us click here. Close that. Share. Copy link. Copied. Go here. Go here. Go here. Get that on there now. And done. And stick it, where should we stick it? Here as well. Let's get that in there. Done. Perfect. Oh, let's load this little bad boy up. Why is that? That's strange. Let's go. Hello, mate. Good morning. Legit Tyson. What is 2020 TRD Camry? Is that your car? What is that? Just get this over here. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good morning, mate.
Hello. How was your weekend? Yeah, all right, not too bad at all. Let's get some charts up. Let's get this chat going on. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Afternoon. So, where are you then? Where in the afternoon are you? Where in the world are you that it's afternoon? Let's where's me? It's taking ages. Okay, while we wait. I think the island of the is it the Galapagos maybe? I think, yeah. Afternoon or East London. Oh yeah, of course, it is afternoon. I don't know what made me think it wasn't. Just, I suppose, with having seen all the snow and, yeah. I don't know, just these lockdown days are just draining, aren't they? get this. Well, we've completed the first week of a new month. Oh, here we go. Right, that's it. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, the Zoom's on, but the Zoom is only for about 40 minutes or so. So I figured let's get the YouTube live on, and that way you can listen to it whilst you're on the go, if you're busy doing other things. Is there anything you guys want to look at, explore? Any charts, any trades, any setups? Let's just dive straight in. Hello. NZD. Okay. New Zealand yen. What is it you're looking to do with it? Right. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at it on here as well. Let's get rid of that. That's a Dixie. What's this? This is it's a euro dollar. Let me just do this quickly. That's that. Okay, good, done. Have I got it on here? No. Okay. New Zealand yen. Let's try that one. Looking to short around 120.16 as Dixie is showing strength. So you're looking to go short on the euro dollar. Yeah, chat is private. I don't know why that is private. That might see if we can change it on here or not. Can chat with everyone publicly and direct. Okay, everyone publicly. Here we go. See if that works. Yeah. Should work now. Should work now for the chat. Yeah, there we go. Right, what did I do here? Did I click that? Why didn't it work? Let's see if it. How many times have I added that symbol? Okay, let's go on here. New Zealand yen. Let's get to the monthly first. When you do your analysis, what do you do? Do you look at the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour? What do you generally do? Do you start from a weekly or a daily?
I start from a weekly. I don't like. I look at the monthly, but I don't really
Yeah.
look at it for the general direction.
Okay.
As like you always say, I'm also pretty young, so my patience isn't really good enough. That's why I'm most likely working on. So like I look at the monthly, check more of it, but I don't really. Other than that, I don't really would take any position really. But like as you see, the monthly is also pretty bullish. So overall, we're really bullish. So that's why I'm also interested in ones.
Okay. Good scalp on GJ, Andy says. Yeah, I mean, just as I pulled up the chart and I was putting some trades on and then sending out the trade. It was at about 70, 72, and I thought, okay, it's gone up to about 90 or so. It likes the 80 area. It hasn't moved since last week from the 80 area that we called to go long. up to 142. Is it 142? 142.80. Sorry, 144. Sorry, 144.88 area. 144.80s. That was pound yen. So yeah, it's all right. It's done a good little. It's doing a correction at the moment. It's in a corrective phase. So allow it to correct. It's struggling at that 50 at the minute to break, but I just feel it needs to get down a little bit more. But everything's pretty quiet and pretty slow. So yeah, best entry that I saw was about 70, 72 short on pound yen. So New Zealand yen. So I thought we'd have a look at New Zealand yen because that's the same. It's the same as the pound yen. The yen pairs. It's got a bullish bias. I think it needs to get up to that 50%. 76.62. So 76.60. Where are we at the moment? 75.80. So you got about 80 pips. You might be able to squeeze about 80 pips out of that to the upside. How long is it going to take? I don't know because it's a monthly. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly. Okay, so it did drop back to about 74 and bounce off there. So that would have been a good entry. Average range of this, average daily range, average true range. It's not that massive. You like the message from the Telegram group? Okay. This is a weekly. Let's have a look at the week. So new week, daily. What's going on with the daily? What's your target for New Zealand yen?
I haven't entered yet. I'm just looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Just started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Good. Yeah, so there's okay. Well, what were you thinking? Why am I looking at New Zealand yen? What were you thinking that you wanted to do with it?
So I was looking at the 1 hour.
Uh-huh.
If you like, it's around 758 where it's now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
That area, and we're back at that area. So if I get enough confirmations, like doji or something,
Yeah.
I would go along back up to the highs, which is around.
Yeah.
It should be around 20 pips, but it could be like it could fit in a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. So
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
maybe if that last swing on a 1 hour, we're also pretty close to 38.
What are you hoping? What are you hoping to get out of this move though? Because it's a New Zealand yen. I see a 10 pip range. What are you hoping for? What's your play on this?
20 pips is what it is. But it could still fit in a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. So I'm not really focused on the pips.
Right.
More on the risk reward.
Yeah. 1 to 3.
As if we close like this, I'm not interested because then we're up too high anymore, and I wouldn't be able to fit my trading plan with my risk to reward ratio.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a pretty dead pair. It's not doing much, and the range is small. Price action's slow. It's one of those you put a trade on, you leave it and see what happens. It's more likely to react if there's a yen related move. Got euro yen short thanks to your divergent strategy. Okay, that's interesting. Let's have a look at that one in a second. Have a quick look at let's have a look at pound yen. And then we'll skip to euro yen. Let's have a look at euro yen as well. Oh, hello, mate. How are you feeling? How are you? How you? Yeah. Yeah, you pretty good. Yeah. Any long lasting? I don't know. Any long-term issues
Symptoms?
still? Yeah, symptoms, family,
Yeah.
okay?
Just my dad. My dad had some. So the thing was, the most funniest thing was we got the virus through the vaccine. I mean, my parents took the vaccine, and when we went for the checkup, the doctors told that it was through the vaccination that my parents took, my mom and dad, and that's how it spread to the family. So six of us at home, all of us were positive, and it was just horrible. Like each of us had different symptoms, and it was bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. Not not nice. Not nice.
Yeah.
Was it very uncomfortable? Very awkward?
Yeah, it was pretty much, but like at least we have like good enough rooms that we could do home quarantine. Otherwise, we would be forced to move to the hotel because six in a house, they would be like even after 14 days, you would end up being positive. So they're like, if you have enough rooms, you could isolate yourself. So, but actually, my parents got hit pretty hard, but they're fine now. They're recovering. My dad's recovering now. So, all good.
Okay. Okay.
It was just hell, though, pretty much.
Yeah, I bet. Everyone's been going to.
Just
Everyone's
off
been.
the charts.
Oh, okay. Did you feel quite tired, quite drained?
Yeah, I was, yeah. But the last 2 days, since the government, they were like, yeah, we can go out. We got the certificate. It's pretty good. Like, no worries, we recovered a bit. Yeah. Just
Okay.
got to take in some good diet and
Yeah.
vitamins
Yeah.
for at least a month.
Okay.
And that should be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
I was looking at cable, and the cable was just ranging. Like, if you see the weekly and the daily, it's just exhaustion. I feel like bullish exhaustion, or you could say indecision, as people say nowadays. We looked at it, cable.
Yeah. I was just looking at pound yen, and then was going to look at euro yen and obviously cable. So yeah, I've got a trade on here currently on pound yen. So it's been bullish, but looking for a correction. We had this impulsive news driven bit of price action. That's what you guys like to call imbalance, right? So you have this imbalance with this spike up,
True, yeah.
with the Bank of England keeping everything the same. So let's have a look. Claiming that they are making insane risk to reward ratios like 1 to 100, 1 to 130. I didn't even watch that. I can put the video link here if you want. No, I'm okay, thanks. I don't. Yeah, you can just chuck it to me privately. Send it to my Telegram if you want to have a chat about that. I'm asking you that. Is this the kind of trading really exists? Yeah, I think people do place. There are some people that do that. I think was it WWA or something or
WWA and
yeah.
Vertex, these two guys, they do that.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I mean, I haven't looked in great detail. I only make assumptions that they're using 1 minute time frames and then they're putting like a 4 pip stop
Yeah,
loss or
true.
something. Like, how many times are they getting that right, and how many times are they getting stopped out, break even before it does actually take off? And then they can claim that they've got a nice 1 to 10, 1 to 50, 1 to 100, 1 to a squillion risk to reward, and that's really good. That's good. I wonder how many times they get stopped out though, because you got to be pinpoint accurate
I
with
was
the entry, and your timing has to be impeccable. It's a 1 minute chart.
exactly.
It's like it's it's not easy. Definitely not easy. Not
So
straightforward.
I'd taken up this course. I think 2 3 months back before I joined your group actually. So I had taken up this course. It was known as Pluto's course. These guys, they were reframing again that was taught in WWA and stuff like that. How to take entries on the lower time frame.
Yeah.
So I had asked one of these guys for the record. I want to know like what's your win ratio,
Yeah.
like are you having a good win rate, because it's easy to just mark up the risk to reward on a chart and just tell, yeah, I've pulled off a 1 is to 100, 1 to 50
Yeah.
type of trades, but are you having that percentage gain? So then when they actually showed that the win rate is very bad, like in the sense you would have to lose 20 trades before you get that one trade right. So you would lose like 1% every trade, like you would lose 20% until you pull that actual 1 is to 30, 1 is to 40.
Okay.
There's no like particular set of rules. That's what I've noticed, that when these guys trade,
they don't have rules or confirmation. It's just like it's just trial and error. You got to keep trying, 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 trying,
Okay.
and then
I
that's what
agree.
I've seen.
But from what you're saying, like if they try 20 times to get a 1 to 30 right, they would still be profitable.
Yeah,
Is
of
that
course.
what I would prefer?
Yeah.
But as long as they're
True, yeah,
profitable, I wouldn't
I'm
see.
just
yeah.
I'm just thinking though, like, are you comfortable emotionally, comfortable in your own skin, and are you able to risk 1% each time and keep sustaining losses and not be affected emotionally because you think this is going to come good in the end? What if it doesn't come good in the end? Then you'd have had a few goes at it,
Exactly,
and
yeah.
and like, how many goes do you generally have before you have a cut off? Before you say, you know what, enough's enough. I've had a go at this. It's not working. You know what I mean? I guess it's all trial and error, and that's why back testing is so important. We're just doing a lot on back
True, yeah.
testing right now. Back testing is great. Whatever you guys want to try out, whatever strategy you want to do and use, just back test it. I mean, I've got somebody at the moment. He's just told me he's been back testing the 764 strategy, and he's done 50 trades so far since last week. And when he initially started, I think he'd done about 10 or 20 trades, and the results weren't showing as being too favourable. And I think he was initially looking for bigger movement, bigger range. And I said, well, just generally when it moves 1 to 1. So if I risk 30 pips to make 30 pips, or risk 30 pips to make 60 pips, I've got 1 to 2. I said that's generally what I look for, but I'll take some profit if we get halfway or 1 to 1. Then I generally will look to bank something and move my stop to break even and just hold and see if it can go, hold and go further in your favour. And he's made some adjustments, so become a bit more mindful of that, a bit more conscious, and he seems to be getting better results. And now his results are, let me just see, his results are like 76% now. I just want to see what he initially had because it was lower. It's funny how you make little adjustments to your trading. It makes a massive world of difference. It really does. Um, can't see now. Where is it? Oh, here he is. Right. So,
I have been
um,
back testing for 6 months.
yeah, but I don't know what you're back testing, and I don't understand your back testing. So, you know what I mean? Unless you've got some,
I'm
if you get,
checking out everything.
yeah. So that's good, but for me, that's just a lot. That's a lot of information, and nothing. So you haven't managed to nail it down yet and say, right, I found one way of trading. I'm going to do this. This is working for me. Um, and then you've got a
Yeah,
spreadsheet,
now
and you haven't got a
I'm doing
spreadsheet either. Where's your spreadsheet? You need a spreadsheet. Forget your writing because your handwriting is really bad. You can't even read your handwriting. You have like doctor's
yeah, I have a
handwriting.
spreadsheet as well.
You do? I've not seen your spreadsheet. I've not seen your spreadsheet with,
Yeah,
with your backtesting results, what your ratios are. So I've done a couple of videos on backtesting my strategies. I'm going to do one more on the
yeah, I saw.
divergence to hopefully give the
I
focus.
saw that.
Well, yeah. So the focus is a little bit more on how to backtest, but also how you collate results. The whole process, really. Just looking and keeping it really simple. Trading's so simple. You just see so much going on. It's just over complicated. It gets it's too much. Look, this is a range on the pound dollar. This is pound dollar. It's gone up a bit. Now it's going down a bit. you know it's gone up a bit. It's going to come back down a bit. So the question was, when were you going to get in? Okay, we allowed it to consolidate Thursday into Friday, and then we've come in Monday, and it's all dropping back. We're having a corrective push to the downside. Maybe we'll get to that 136.70 or I'm thinking 136.50 when the US traders come in to push it down one more time. Give it a proper clear out of any stops. Anyone trying to catch, you know what traders are like. They get all excited and they're already buying. They're already going long on this, anticipating the push back up. And it's like, well, let it bottom out first. Let it finish. Let it find some support. So I think it's going to do that. And you know for a fact that people are already long here. We've had 1 hour candle. It's given a little nudge to the upside. And they'll take that. They'll put all their eggs in one basket and base it on one candle doing that, and that's it. And so if you wanted to backtest that and say, okay, as soon as I find one bullish candle every time there's a pullback, you could see how many times you win on that or what sort of a retracement we get. Um, it could do this. It could just swing up a little bit, do a 50% retrace before dropping. So maybe suck in some buyers and then drop again for the next leg down. So go 1, 2, 3. It would be something like let's fix this up a little bit. I can't even see this line. Let's put this in some funky colours. There you go, nice. That'll do. Yeah. All right, something like that. Pull back there. So you have to wait and see. I just wait. A lot of it's just about waiting. You lot have no patience. Not you lot, but the majority of traders I see, you're very impatient. You keep jumping the gun. You want to win the 100 meters before they've even fired the gun. You know, it's quite funny. I know you want to get ahead of the curve. It's understandable. But timing is impeccable. You know, it has to be impeccable with trading. It really does. You can't just come in and put a trade on and just expect it to do what you want it to do. It doesn't always work that way. Where's my thing here? Where's my other? I'm starting to use Trading View a little bit more these days to try and get a bit more clarity, because they're nice and clean, aren't they? Just using white charts. I think it's made me more aware of just using the white charts more so than ever before, because now I'm getting a lot of people are sharing their charts with me, and some of your charts are awful.
Alex,
What?
got a question.
Uh-huh.
Which one is better? Higher with risk to reward or higher win rate?
You need to work them hand in hand, right? They need to go side by side.
Yeah, but for example,
They're completely different. They're not. I don't know. They're just
it is
different,
better
aren't
to
they?
have a high win rate system with a low risk to reward or a low win rate system with a high risk to reward. Which one you think is better, for psychology especially?
If I am able to jump in, if I could just make a comment on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so I would say it's very highly dependent on your number statistics. Um,
Right.
it's very hard to
Right.
gauge, right? Um, so you need to look at a certain like profitability
Oh,
factor, but
who's that?
in general, if you're talking about
Got lots of
psychology,
people in my house today. Sorry
when
about
you
that.
do have a when you do have a higher loss rate, it affects your psychology,
Mm.
and especially
Yeah,
if you're in a suppose a funded challenge, and you had the bad month, right? Because you have to
yeah,
realize, like, if it's a probability factor and your win rate is, let's say, 20%, it is very
hmm,
easy to have a losing streak with a 20% win rate, right? So in a time
yeah.
constrained
This is the
manner, I
issue.
would say a higher win rate is better
Hi.
with a decent risk to reward ratio.
Yeah,
I
I
completely
think
one to
agree.
one, for example.
I completely agree with that. If you have a 70% win rate, but you're only getting like 1-to-1 R, it would still feel like you're doing better than you had like a 30% win rate, but every trade is a 1-to-3 R. Like both would be
Yeah, because you will
profitable.
be winning a
Yeah,
lot of your traders, so you
yes,
will be thinking, "Oh, I'm
you
right
lose
most of the time, so I'm good."
as long as like because if you start losing more, it's more dangerous to start revenge trading or risking more because this is the golden setup you've been waiting the whole week for and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
definitely,
and
definitely.
and
Yeah,
also there are guys that come in by saying that they have win rates because they don't like the factor of percentage gains is what is missed out by many traders out there. They forget that percentage growth is the main thing, so they calculate their win rates based on the pips that they've got. I think counting your pips as a win rate factor is not a thing that I would look for. If you want percentage gains, I think that's the thing that
why were
a
they
lot of people.
counting pips
Yeah, yeah,
for
exactly.
what the?
No, yeah. If you have noticed, you'll find a lot of people saying, "I've got 35 pips, I've got 25 pips," But if I can correct you on that, it's like some people say, "I've got 20 pips," but that depends how much you have risked, right? So
Yeah,
imagine I had a 2 pip stop loss and I had a 20 pip gain, right? So I could risk one. That would be a 1 to 10 trade,
1 to 10. Yeah.
basically. Yeah. So you would basically get 10% of it.
Is it not that you
But
can
what?
free and then
But your win
also
rate
and
will
then
be lower. Your win rate will be lower
but
So
because
it
see
the higher
depends
your
if you
risk
have
to
rules.
reward, the lower your win rate.
you
No, not necessarily.
You can have a
The
80% risk to reward
can I just say the
no I'm
people
gonna
that
and 80% win rate.
the traders that
hey I'm gonna find out who doesn't back me up.
the traders that well, you guys, some of you got,
Uh,
you keep in your Mike Tyson. You had your mute, mic on mute, not on mute. I was just going to say the those that generally talk about pips are the signal service providers. They'll promote pips because pips is something that it's a language. It's a language that people can understand. It's the jargon that people understand. If you say to someone, to a trader, I made 50 pips, you get that. It sounds a lot. It is a lot. Generally speaking, 50 pips is a good move. To put that into percentage means that you have a proper size account. The majority of people taking signals from a signal service provider probably only have $100 or $50 or very small accounts, and so for them it's all about the pips, not so much the percentage, because they're not really they're not implementing any sort of real correct risk management because the account is too small. You can't, it's very difficult. Understandable. It's hard.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So
Yeah.
that's why they talk pips. It's a language for smaller retail traders, smaller accounts, and yeah, it's just one of those things, really.
I was muted, guys.
No, it's okay.
And also, I was sorry.
Yeah, go carry on.
So I was reading a book, and in that book, there was this guy saying, like, a lot of traders want to begin with $100 account, imagining that they want to flip it.
Oh yeah,
You
that
can
flipping
flip it
thing is
while
quite funny.
considering.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. But if you, it is possible. But if you consider the percentage gain, like he was selling, depend on the percentage, you can actually grow it. But a lot
Yeah,
of people, as I told, like one, I think Chris D messaged, a 1 to 10 could really be a 1 to 1, but you gave yourself no safety net though. But it could be 1 to 10, as I'm saying, like if you know what you're doing and if you know that you have a proven strategy that can do it, I
yeah,
think that's possible. 1 to 10, because that is how I trade. I try to make 10%, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I have a strategy. I talk
yeah.
on the Telegram too. Like
Mhm,
I just need one trade a week. That's enough. Just
mhm.
one trade, because
Yeah.
that's
But
more than enough for you. But
yeah.
it depends from an individual. Every trader is different. Every trader learns
How do you
differently.
know? How do you know which trade is going to trend? How do you know which trade is going to move?
All right. So
Let's have a look at gold.
basically,
Gold is
how I
doing what
trade is,
people have asked
uh,
about gold. There you go.
so how I trade it is, if you've noticed, either I'll be sending either goal entries, but most is cable. So I only trade one pair so far. It's just one pair. Goal is very rare, but it's just one. That is cable. I only trade cable. So what I do is I wait for the London Open,
Yeah,
and like prior, at least I'll set like 30 minutes or an hour before London Open,
yeah,
and I just wait for liquidity rates. Like basically on the lower time frame, I'll be only I'll like 1 hour before
Yeah.
the London Open, I'll be on the high time frames to find confluences, to know the particular trend, and to know the factors that are driving the market, the news and stuff. I keep myself updated, and then as soon as the London market opens, you just wait for a particular move to take place. If you could see, like last week, I guess that move, that it we all thought it was going to go down. Like once it crossed below 1.35, I guess
yeah,
we thought it was probably going to be moving down. But you could see what happened after the news broke out. That was
yeah,
in the New York session.
yeah. But I wasn't.
It was the
I had bullish bias the whole time. I was looking at people looking at
true, true,
bearish,
yeah,
and but yeah, it
exactly,
makes sense.
Abel, can I just
yeah, sure,
ask you a little quick question? How much
yeah.
is your win rate?
Okay, my win rate so far has been 62%
It's alright, isn't
so
it?
far,
That's
and
good.
One to
I
ten?
traded,
R?
yeah, yes, 1 to 10 hour.
Whoa.
What happens if it
Actually,
gets to
no,
one to
that
seven or
then
1 to 6 or 1 to 8 or 1 to 5? How
okay.
do you
So
not take anything off the table or do you still let it run?
all right. No, no. So these are my rules, right? So once I realize that the trade is above 5% or hovering around 5%, I go to 1% stop profit. I move my stop profit to break even. And once it crosses 5% or it's moving above the 5% range, I just secure 2 to 3% of that trade to keep myself safe. And then I just let it run till 1 is to 10. If I'm sure it's
Yeah,
confident, if not, I just close the trade. Or I just secure my
yeah,
positions at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I just want to preserve my capital, right? So
Okay.
that's what I do.
Okay.
all
No,
right.
it's good. It's really good. Good. Do you want to have a look at anything
And
else? I'm
just three
just
trades a day. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
3 trades a day. What if if you make money on the first trade,
Yeah,
you don't
that's,
bother
I mean,
trading anymore
all right.
or
If I
what?
win on the first trade, I would just because I've met my weekly goal. If I have found that opportunity, okay, I can get an entry because there's been a week where I've made 30%. There has been a week where I made 30% in a week.
Okay,
So,
yeah, yeah, you
and
can have good weeks.
that's
What? So what's your risk generally? How much are you risking per pip?
I
Per
just risk
position?
1%.
1%. It
One
is one
percent.
percent. Okay, cool.
1%.
Yeah, 1%.
1%. But at times, if I'm not confident, I just go with zero point 0.5 or 0.25 as how the market shows. If it's a good move, possibly 1%. But if not, depending on the trend, like if you see the current market, looking at the exhaustion on the higher time frames, I would just basically wait and just risk 0.5% because if you could see the weekly and the daily,
Yeah,
oh, and if you just pull back, it just looks like I have no idea. Like, it just looks quite messy.
yeah.
Looks everywhere.
Yeah, I don't like seeing a lot of time frames. I get confused as well.
Can
True,
I ask
yeah.
something about your weekly goal? Doesn't it like what I would hate setting a weekly goal because I think it would demotivate me if like let's say
If you
my
didn't
week
reach it, right?
yeah
If
my
you didn't
weekly goal
like,
is
yeah.
like 10%, but I'm only at 4% for the week, which is still insanely
Can I
close
just
to my
ask
weekly
you,
goal.
those on YouTube, can you hear the conversation that's going on at the moment? Is it loud enough?
So if you're only at 4%, would it like doesn't it discourage you to like risk more and stuff like that?
No,
So like that's why I
all right. So
personally
I have
wouldn't.
seen. All right. So you've been asking me the most basic questions about my psychology, right? So you're asking whether I get frustrated or I've not reached my goal. So I want to make that percentage good. I need to reach 10% that and by the end of the week. So that's not how I trade at all because I have gone through those phases back then. I've been trading for almost 2.5 years now. So I had gone through different strategies and then picking out, filtering things out, and that was when I just started filtering things out. I think 6 to 7 months back, and and after I think I found my catch. I think I found my hit like 3 to 4 months back. Yeah. So since then, it's just been on a good. Like I've been sticking to my rules, and just keeps me calm at the end of the day. So
Ah,
that's
okay.
all right.
Pretty soft in the background. I was just saying, yeah, because I've got a headset on and it seems to the headset cancels
What's
out a
the
lot of the
typical
noise.
duration for your trades?
Kind of quiet. Okay, let me see if I can turn it up.
Okay. So the duration. Wait.
Is that better? If I
Alex, you
put
were
it
saying
up, is that
something?
better? Yeah, just turning it up so YouTubers can hear. Is that better?
All right, sure.
We've turned the volume up. Does that make
Be
any
right back, guys.
difference? Make any difference? Any difference? Yeah, keep going. Keep talking. Just trying to control the volume a
All
little
right.
bit.
So I think someone asked me about
But
what
about
was.
the
All right. So
duration of your trades.
all right. So the duration. So I begin like if I look for a setup, basically just the day within the day, or maybe I'll hold it on. If my trade is being pushed to the next
Ah,
day, I'll
good,
make sure I've secured something.
good, good.
If I have not secured anything, it just makes me greedy. If I'm not, I secure my profits at the end of the day. So if imagine within the day, if I've hit 10%, that's good. But if not, I will just wait for the next day, and I'll have my stops within 1 to 3% in profit. Yeah. So that's how it is pretty much.
Nice.
Okay.
but it's been like I had a lot of losses. Like my losses were decent. I mean, not it was not like that bad, but because I was risking like 0.25 or zero point 0.5 when I initially began. So that's pretty much how I do it.
Yeah.
FTMO. So
Yeah.
maybe
Are
you could
are you doing
introduce
any?
yourself.
Are you doing FTMO at the moment? You doing any challenges or anything?
No, no, man. Alex, I think I've told you. I think we discussed it on the Telegram
I,
group,
I
right? The account, yeah, that my dad set up.
yeah.
So to talk about that, I'm sorry if I'm bothering anyone. Is it
No,
okay
no,
if I
no.
can just share?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Talk.
fine.
It's fine.
If I'm not taking anyone's time. All right.
It's nice to hear
So,
what traders are doing rather than
um,
me talk.
yeah. I had my dad set this account up like 3 months back, I think around November, December, somewhere around there. And he wanted to set up, like, my dad has his own business here in Dubai. So he
Yeah,
has like three companies and stuff like that. But due to COVID, and he knew that I am trading, right? So he set up a capital of $10,000 for me and one of his employee who trades as well. So his one of his employee, he's been trading like for almost 5 years now, but he still works in the sales department to do something
yeah,
as as a side
yeah,
business.
yeah.
So
How does
so
that
we have
work
been
for
trading
you
this
then?
capital together.
Are you quite chilled out with that then? You're not under any real pressure, are you?
Exactly. So I'm not under any pressure as such because after every month give an update. I give an update to my dad, and basically the other trader is who built the capital all while I was just busy learning. So it was just two or three of my trades that pushed the account up. So that account from 10,000 went to almost it's right now ranging around 35. So we're currently over there. So
So
around 15 I
this
think.
other person, this other
Sorry.
trader, this other person, you mentioned this other man,
Yeah.
this other guy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How
True.
long has
True. Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
How long has he been trading?
For 5 years now. Yeah.
5 years.
5 years.
And why is he
Yeah.
part of your team? Why are you trading together?
That's company. All right. So my no. So my dad set this capital up, right? So this capital is the emergency fund for.
Oh shoot! I've got to get an upgrade sorted with this Zoom. It's annoying. Sorry about that. Gonna load it up again. Ah, right. Share screen. Come on, wait, what's going on here? Why does it do this? Well, I thought I should have looked. Come on. Here we go. Advanced. There we go. Professional screen. There we go. Done. Done. Oh, here we go. Admit all. Sorry about that. Painful.
I think 40 minutes off, right?
Yeah, sorry. I will upgrade this. I will update it. I try and keep the sessions short so that we don't get bored, but sometimes they can be a bit. They can be interesting, like to listen to what you guys are talking about today, for example. So yeah, maybe we'll just have to update it or just get it sorted. Right. Well, pound. Okay, so we're sitting at about 20 pips up on pound yen. Let me just have a look at this.
True.
Hey, but what were you saying?
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
keep going. What you're talking regarding what you're talking about, and this person, like,
All right. Yeah.
how comes you trust this person to trade your money?
All right. No. All right. So we began since my dad. So he's been in my dad's company for more than 15 years now, and he's been the supervisor of my dad's company and has been in the sales department now for a pretty long time. So my dad's been really reliable on him, and he has done a pretty good job in bringing up the company as well
Yeah,
in the past 15 years or so. So so that's why my dad trusts him. So he trusts him more than me because I'm just a beginner, right? So he was like, I'm gonna begin with this guy. He's gonna be ahead, and if you can show me a good amount of like a good result, then surely I'll give you the funds to trade on. So so the thing is, we trade on this capital. It's a $10,000 capital, and we just keep trading. So he grew most of the account like up till I think around I think around till 18 to 20K. I think he bought it up till there. And then after it hit 20K, that's when my dad was like, okay, now we have enough funds to play with, enough profits to play with, right? So he was like, okay, now you can try along. So that's when I hopped in, and yeah, right now I'm just been helping. So that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. So
Very interesting story.
what about this
Yeah,
guy though?
it's not.
What about this guy growing his account? What does he get from it? Does he get anything from it?
All right, so no, he gets his normal pay from like he is on a salary basis, right? So he gets paid around uh, 25,000 dirhams, I think. Yeah, per month.
Which is how much? How
25,000
much?
dirhams is around
What's that in dollars?
um I think around $67,000. I think around that. Yeah, because he's been in it for too long and in the company, and for him trading is just like a side hustle. He has not taken it up like a full-time job.
Why
He never
not?
did.
Why
He
not?
just he just I have no idea. I've asked him, and he just be like, I just don't want to be stuck in a room for a long time. I just like being outside in some other company, doing some other work as well. So,
Fair enough.
just
Okay,
depends.
that's
So,
cool.
Alex,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Alex,
yeah.
this might be a bit of a private question, but when you were an institution trader, did you have a salary or did you get a percentage of your wins of your win?
But you earn from both. You'll always get a basic salary. But then the idea is that
And the rest is
annually,
like a percentage.
well, it's an annual. You can imagine how many you can imagine all being paid between last month and this month for last year. All these traders out there, people working in these banks, financial industry, whatever level of trader you are, or analyst, or whatever role you have in a bank or a hedge fund, whatever it may be, you're all going to get some form of bonus or commission. It just depends what you do that would determine, and also how long you've been there will determine what sort of what sort of bonus you get. But you'll get paid now for last year. You can imagine a lot of these guys are getting paid a lot of money. I know a few of them getting paid a few mil here and there. Pounds, a few million pounds, no problem, no drama, based on last
No,
year, because there's some of them who were a lot more proactive, bought into this movement, and yeah, doing really really well, and have done really really well over the last year. We had last March everything tanked, so it was all a case of just buying it all back up over the course of the year, and now we're sitting at record
Do
highs
they
and
make more than you?
um I don't know.
I got you,
We
huh?
no, not really. We don't talk about money like that. It's you put people in a room
No, man,
together,
I
and
don't wanna. I don't wanna know numbers. I just
no,
wanna know. Do they make more money than you or?
they do all right. They make enough money. They make more money than you, and that's the only concern you need to have, really, if you're looking to make money. So
yeah.
I don't know if you want to make that sort of money, then you just got to put in the work. I think what have I been saying is there's no shortcut. Doing the work is the
Nah, I
shortcut.
don't like working for others.
No, but working for yourself, putting some structure in place,
No,
and
of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because Luca likes to ask that sort of question. He always asks these sort of questions because that's what he does.
Yeah, and he's always
You
like,
keep
I'm
it
gonna be a
He's
private.
solo
I know
trader.
you
I'm
keep
never
he's
it
gonna
a,
be.
private.
he's no,
I'm
so
never
I
gonna be.
I don't know what you want me to say. It's not what you want me to say. This is how much I earn. This is how much I spend. This is these are my bills.
No,
This
I
is
mean, I don't want to know the
you
numbers.
know
You know,
this.
I just want to know if they make more money than you.
It's just this.
Just this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways,
Yeah,
anyways.
no, I don't think anyone's going to get uncomfortable when you talk about money. It's just it is what it is. I think you're in the industry of trying to
Yeah.
make money. You're in this game. Let's see. I want to move my stop. I'm going to move my stop on the pound yen because, yeah, just need to move my stop. Let's just sort this out quickly. Right, let's put that on there, set that there, and let's get the old. I'm just going to adjust the old stop loss. Not bad, not bad. Wow, it's already gone to 48. What the? It was at 42 a second ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. This is retesting the previous structure, retesting that previous low, which where it gapped down, wick down, 44, 40 area. I'm looking for 40, 34. Will it get there? It should get there. It should get lower. But yeah, entry's not really that great. Yeah, I don't know. It's alright, I suppose. Let's not overthink it. Let's take some profit off. Let's bank a little bit.
Hey Alex, if you don't mind me asking, could you tell us your experience
64.
as being? I think you were a hedge fund manager, right?
Nope. No, not
Okay,
a.
no, because I think I
Not.
saw on your profile as being a manager or something. Your
Yeah,
firm or something?
yeah, but it's yeah. I mean, manager in a very loose sense of the word. I've been a manager. I've been a manager for many years, on and off over the years. But very like, do people respect me? do people pay attention? Not really. I'm not that
No,
kind
was
of
it like in a trading
person.
room?
Virtual floor that you set up. Basically, nowadays it's all about office
Right.
space with lots of computers and desks and screens.
Yeah.
that's what it is.
True.
Yeah, I
Hey,
mean, well,
Alex.
I was an investment manager. So that was more a case of dealing with clients, on the phone to clients, existing clients, and they've got portfolio and they've got investments with you, and it's just a case of making sure that they keep topping up their investments or moving their money around, or saying, you're up, you're up 6% on this fund, performing quite well, blah blah blah. Do you want to add any more money to that? Or yeah, I've got a new product for you. I've got a new investment for you. There's something else that's performing really well. Do you want to get in on this? And it's a lot of that. A lot of that goes on. That's what it's about, isn't it? So
Alex, did
True.
you
Yeah.
did
yeah.
you search those investments, or did someone else search them and you sold them, basically? Or
Well, I think if you're with any bank or company or hedge fund or something that deals with financial products, they're always going to come up with these new products, or repackage them in a different way, in a different light. I mean, it's all sales related. How do you think they earn commissions? They earn their bonuses by getting you to, if someone approaches you and you're a client and you've got $1 million sitting there, and it's like, right,
uh,
let's make that $1 million work for you, and then obviously you're doing something, getting you to do something with that $1 million, to basically hand over and relinquish your $1 million, and to put it into something and say, okay, let's leave it in there for 6 to 12 months at least, and let's see how it
Tesla.
performs, and then of course you're going to earn some bonuses and commissions and God knows what else on top of that, aren't you? And the client's happy, you're happy, and it's win-win for everyone. And that's
Bitcoin. Tesla just bought 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and it just hit a new all-time high.
when did you buy Bitcoin?
No, I didn't. Tesla just bought 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Who did?
Tesla.
Oh, Tesla.
I don't have 1.5 billion to buy Bitcoin.
Oh, I just you know I just
Holy
I
shit!
just
Is
saw
it
that.
45?
Yeah, I read I read
Yeah, that's
I read something
Oh,
about that. Oh, here we go. Congrats, Tesla bought 1.5 billion in. Okay, good for them.
that's
Hey,
why
Alex. I have a serious question.
having a huge bump.
Yeah.
Serious question.
Uh
Yeah.
huh. Uh huh.
Uh, your highest losing streak the last year. How much? 10
Well,
trades, 9 trades.
well, it surely wasn't November from what I saw from
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
No, I don't. I haven't really. To be fair, I haven't really had a losing streak. I think maybe
Okay.
I think going back to the summertime, maybe June or July, maybe had 3 losing trades in a row.
I think it
Yeah.
was like 5 Alex from what I remember.
Wait.
Was it
Let
5?
When was
let
it?
Alex
I
finish.
don't know. Let's have a look. Um,
I mean, you're risking. You said you are risking like.
yeah, risking what? So Rat the Chunk. I love that name. Rat the Chunk. He goes. He says that he was risking 0.5%, and he still felt a little bit uncomfortable mentally. It still concerned him, which is pretty. I
Oh.
like that though. I like that. That's really sound, really safe attitude to risk. He's not happy to risk more than 0.5%. So he dropped it down to 0.25 because I was talking to people saying, if you take these challenges, once you become funded, don't get too excited and suddenly start
I'm not
blowing.
talking about
Yeah,
challenge.
true.
So he's dropped it down to 0.25%, and he says he feels better, and pretty decent. I like that. It's good. I mean, I was doing 1%, and then I'd say over the last year or so, I've been more mindful and just doing 0.5%. I think, and I touched on it yesterday in my video when I was doing the backtesting video for the what strategy was it? The MT strategy. I touched on it there. I think I said because now we have an audience and people watching what you're doing, you become a little bit more mindful of people watching, that you don't want to screw up, and you don't want to coax you lot, for example, to go and
Yeah.
copy what I'm doing and then lose money. I don't want you to lose money, do I? So I feel a little bit of pressure there. So I think that's why I've dropped the risk down. Just say, look, you can make loads of money just by keeping the risk small. I want to focus on drilling that message home, risk management, because a lot of people's risk management is non-existent, and if it's there, it's pretty shit, and it's still too aggressive. And
Yeah.
talking 2%, 3%, 4%. Why are you talking such a big amount for? What's
No,
what?
but I
Yeah.
mean,
True.
you can lose. You can blow your account risking 5%. So why you risk so too little? I'm talking about you, not other traders, because you're experienced trader. Because you could risk, I don't know, 6%, 7%,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't blow your account. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. I know, but it's not about based on past performance. It's based on psychology. It's based on how you feel. Why put yourself under unnecessary pressure? For what? I don't need to. I play to win, but I'm playing the long game. I'm not playing a game that I want to force anything or test myself or challenge myself. It's a challenging environment. It's a challenging business. It's a challenging game as it is. So if you can just take out as much of the stress as you can possibly do just by your actions, then that is common sense. A lot of it is common sense. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I know you're talking hypothetical and saying, well, would you have a
Yeah,
problem?
yeah,
Sure, I could do that. We could do the whole.
yeah.
I could flip an account. I could do an FTMO challenge and make
Yeah.
100k turn it into 200k. We could be
No,
all aggressive and of
using
course,
your balance, using your actual balance. I mean, imagine.
yeah, of course, yeah, you could, but yeah,
It would be crazy money.
yeah, of course, yeah, it's not sustainable. That's the
I'm not
problem.
greedy.
No, but it's not.
I'm
It's
a little
not.
bit greedy.
It's not sustainable though. It's not realistic and it's not sustainable. That's the problem.
Yeah, I
You
know.
do it and do it and do it, and then what happens if you do have a little losing streak and you have 2 losses or 3 losses and you take these big losses, or you then decide to do something stupid like move your stop loss out of the way because you don't want to take that loss because you've been winning, 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 and then you're in this drawdown, and then this drawdown turns into a complete saga, a complete meltdown, and you just
You
revenge
you
trade
think
to
this
try
could
and.
happen to you?
It always happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody, and it has happened to me. It does happen to people, and it does happen to trades. I'm a trader. I'm not immune to that. I'm not immune to anything. So I just need to make sure I've got safeguards and procedures in place that prevent me from going down that road or even entertaining that idea. So why would I put myself in that situation? If it's a competition,
Yeah.
again, I've seen some of these social media traders. They've done things where they've taken a challenge and said, right, start with £2,000 or $2,000, and then they flip it. They flip it and turn it into like 100k or 200k, and sure, you can do it. And you look at their eyes and how long they've been looking at the charts and the screens and how many trades they've taken and how much trading they've actually done, and they're exhausted. It's not sustainable. So they've done it just to prove a point that it can be done, and of course it can be done. Anything can be achieved in this game, but what we're saying is use a bit of common sense and say, okay, you want to do this for a living, you want to take a wage from it, right? So you want to take a wage, be sensible. Put yourself in a position where you're not stressing, you're able to sleep sound at night, even if you have a position left on running, or any trade that you
Yeah.
put on, you don't care. You don't care about it too much. You're not going to marry that trade. You're not going to get too emotionally attached to it. The more the risk, the more emotionally attached you become. You know, the greater the magnet,
Yeah.
the greater the pull to that. Yeah, you become obsessed
Even
with
if
it.
you high,
It's
you
not
can
healthy.
have.
You say, yeah, someone's saying it's nonsensical questions, but it's not though, is it? It's like, yeah, I get you. You gotta, yeah, you gotta talk about these things because I know. See, someone says nonsensical, but then let me say to you, I bet you know someone that's done this, that does this still. I bet loads of traders here have done it. I bet they do it still. As nonsensical as it might sound, why the fuck do people do it then? Why are you doing it? Why is common sense not?
Because they are greedy.
Is it greed or is it just a lack of discipline? A lack of, what is it? Is it just they want to get rich quick? Is it they're bored? What is it? It could be anything. They're tired. They had a drink last night. They didn't sleep, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But people don't think like that. Someone's just saying, could you imagine a losing streak, 6% per losing trade, account be gone in like 16 trades. Yeah, like someone sat there to the maths, but that's the problem as well. People don't even sit down to calculate the what if scenario.
I calculate. I share uh, a risk of ruin calculator. Did you see it? FX Jake, the website. I put
Oh yeah, I
a
saw that. Yeah.
70% win rate strategy, and
Hmm.
I mean, if you risk 5%, there's zero probabilities that you will lose. I mean, we are humans, like you said.
Yeah.
We can
So
do
what? So
stupid
you need.
things,
So
but
you need
Well,
if you
to.
trade like a robot, it's impossible to blow your account.
but it's only over like 100 trades that you lose 30 trades. But what if those 30 trades come right after each other? Then you do blow your account
Nope.
I don't know.
if you're risking five.
Anything can happen in this game. Yeah, like someone said, Nick Leeson did it for a
Did you
while.
see the calculator? Did you go to the website?
No, I
F,
didn't.
F,
But like, so it just doesn't make sense in my
Can I
mind.
say something about that?
yeah, go for
This
it.
is
Yeah.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is CAB from the Telegram group.
Uh huh.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I, I've spoken with a lot of traders, and I I think the number one issue that I've noticed, and it's also affected me last year, although I haven't, that hasn't happened to me in the last 2 3 weeks, is the fact that traders are not ready to accept losses.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
I
true.
think that's the
Yeah,
major
true.
problem.
Yeah.
Um, so I did a lot of I did a lot of affirmations and visualization over the last few weeks,
Uh,
and
and what's that done for you?
if you saw my stats on the verification, I got to 90,800, so I was 800 away from losing that account. And I just from there I just started accepting my losses, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to put my stop loss. I'm not going to move it. I'm going to look for one good trade at a time, and that is it. And that's all I've been doing since. I started the funded account, and I can't even believe, you know, what I can't believe that I don't even touch my stop loss anymore. I've sort of just, I've accepted that, well, if it loses, that means it's no longer valid. That trade is no longer valid, and that's it. And it's right now. I've only been trading. I've only been trading the funded account for like 4 days now,
Yeah.
and I'm already up 3 points 3.2% or something. So it goes to show that, and that it just goes to show that was the missing link in my trading. So if everybody can just, those that are struggling, just accept losses and just move on. Because you will always, even if you have three losses in a row, one win will make up for that. So that's all I wanted to say. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah,
Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
makes
for me,
sense.
it was like the other way around. I was okay with losing, but once my trades went into a win, I was like, oh shit, I need to secure that somehow and stuff like that. And then, for instance, putting the trade into break even and then actually ending up with nothing at the end.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I mean, each to their own.
So I was up 4% on the challenge, and yeah, then I lost it. I don't know. I was just stupid. I mean, I accepted a loss of 4.9% at one day, and that's just basically stupid.
Whoa.
No, but were you getting break even based on like the fear, or were you getting break even after you knew that you crossed a certain point of percentage that you wanted?
Yeah, something like that.
Well,
Like
Ah,
usually at one R, but since I was scalping a lot, yeah.
yeah, yeah. When you're scalping, yeah, you feel like, yeah, I got to secure the position if I don't want it going against me.
Jonathan asked
That's
in
yeah.
YouTube. He said about leaving a former job. Um, I think anyone who's left a job or wanted to leave a job to do their own thing can relate and probably answer that question. And if you are in that position where you've left a job to pursue something for yourself, I think you probably answer that question. There's a couple of reasons, isn't there? You're getting older, you get tired, you can't be bothered to do the whole commuting to work, to putting in 12-hour days, or you do it when you're 20, when you're a spring chicken. You've got nothing else going on in your life. You can commit to the job and you give your sweat, blood and tears to it. But then when you do it for 10 years, 20 years, any job, it's enough. It's just enough. It's not about the money anymore, is it? It's about quality of life. It's about wanting to sit on a beach and trade and work for as much or as little as you want. Yeah, I think that's really important. Work-life balance. That's it. Work-life balance. So as with any job,
Yeah.
work-life balance, that's really important. That's the other thing. When you guys make your money in a day, then, Matthias, hello, mate. When you make your money, then just, finish. When do you quit? Know when to quit. These FTMO challenges, they don't allow you to quit. They allow you, when you've made your money in a normal, when you make your money in a day, you normally would want to just quit and call it a day, right? And go and enjoy your life. But with these challenges, you're being forced to generate 10%, to make 10%. And so you just have to keep going. And sometimes you force a trade which isn't there. You force something, and it causes you to make a mistake. And that's so it's a bit gimmicky in that respect. I don't. That's what I found. I struggled with. It was the time constraints. You have a limited amount of time to make a ridiculous return, and it's
So,
it's not realistic. It's not
Alex,
sustainable. Yeah,
Alex, can I say something about that?
yeah.
Um, I might have to disagree with you.
Okay.
The reason being,
Each
well,
to their own, isn't it?
you're
It's
quite experienced and yeah, no, you're quite experienced and you're consistently profitable. So it's probably not in my in my place, but uh,
no, not at all.
because I think I'm disagreeing based on the amount of times that I've done the challenge and the verification. So last year, I failed. I failed twice.
Yeah,
I did a repeat once,
yeah.
and then so I did it 4 times last year. So I've done it. I've done it once again. So overall, I've done the challenge itself 5 times, and I've done the verification twice. Um, and based off of that, I've noticed, and my trading has improved over the last 1 year that I've been doing them. And what I've noticed is that it's not as difficult as it seems.
No, but you know why
I
though.
only
I
trade.
can
I
tell
only trade.
you, I can tell you why it's not so difficult as it seems, because you've had a couple of goes. The more goes you get, the more goes you have at this, the more attempts you take, the more practice you're getting, and you're conditioning yourself into thinking and reacting to this certain. There's a certain you have to trade these challenges in a certain way, and so your mindset has to adjust. You have to adjust yourself, and it might take 2 or 3 goes to get used to it. But then once you're in that frame of mind and going with that, you'll pass. You will pass 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just a question of time. But then what happens when you pass though? You got to be careful. Once you've passed, you got to revert back to common sense and saying this is not a natural way to trade. I can't sustain this way of trade. I can't keep pushing like I don't think it's right.
I also think it's because people are rushing to pass it. It's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's not a race. You have, the challenge. You have 20 trading days.
Yeah, but the newer. Yeah, but it doesn't work. I know you can say all this, and it's common sense, and I say this, and you're right. Everything you're about to say and everything you're saying, it makes perfect sense, and you're right. But unfortunately, new traders, they don't really appreciate risk. They're still probably living in their bedroom, in their mum and dad's house. A lot of traders, they're young. And they have no real fear or concept of losing. They don't have a mortgage to pay or family to provide for. So they can have a go, and they will pass the challenge in 3 or 4 days because they'll just have a go. But then they have no real experience because they don't understand this whole fear. They don't know when to slow down and take their foot off the gas. And so they'll pass, they'll get to being funded, and they won't last more than a month. They probably won't even get to collect any profit because they don't know how to manage risk. Because they didn't start with managing risk. So I broke it down into 3 stages when I was saying, okay, to pass and to keep the account, you have to do this, this, and this. You can't just keep doing, you can't do the same thing. You can't, it's this, and you understand that, right? And you get it. And and you're right now, you're in a good position because you've made adjustments. You tweaked it. And you said, right, okay, this is what I did. I wasn't quite ready the first time, but now you're having another shot at the title, and this time you've got the minerals and you've got the experience and you've got that behind you. You've made these slight adjustments, and it's working for you, and it's cool. And that's brilliant. I think you're in the better. There's a similar thing where they say, when you take a driving test and you learn to drive, they say that better drivers are those that have taken the test that failed the first test and passed on their second attempt. They're better than the guys that pass or the people that took the test and passed it first time. And the reason for that is because they've had a go, they see what it's all about, they know what to expect. So the second time they come and take the test, it's like, right, I know what I'm doing now, and they'll pass. And then it makes them a better driver, apparently, and they don't have an accident. Whereas those that pass first time are more prone to having an accident, any sort of accident, whether it's just smack a wing mirror or whatever, parking and smacking into whatever it is, a little prang, whatever, they're more prone to it. The probability of having an accident is high for those that have passed the test first time than those that pass it second time, and that's to do with experience, and that's it. It's a skill. This is a skill, just like learning to drive is a skill, like learning to be a footballer or whatever, an athlete. It's a skill, isn't it? So you have to just work it. Practice makes perfect, and that's it. And then we're human, so some of us have abilities that will allow us to be really good at something, and others you just have to practice. But you've all got the same opportunity. One of you might take 3 years, one of you might take 7 years, one of you might take, I don't know, 2 years, 1 year. But I don't know anyone who's ever become a trader after about a year that's killing it. I don't. Generally, even the social media guys are all 3-4 years down the line, so they've put in the time. That's the message. Take your time with it, because and make peace with the fact that you are having to. If you're it's like joining the mafia. Once you join, there's no going back. If you commit to this, you're committing for the long term. Don't expect to see results and become profitable and consistent after 3 months. I mean, you're delusional if you think that. And if you might have some successes, sure, but is it sustainable? Probably not. Resigning yourself to the fact that you're going to have to give yourself a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And that's why I said 5-year plan. Have a plan, because you say, where would you like to be? That will help you visualize your journey a little bit. But it's still a long journey. If you're traveling from town to town, say you're going from the coast to London, and the journey's like 80 miles, and it's going to take you an hour and a half. You can't fast track that. There's no quick fix. You can't just stick on a rocket pack and fly and do it in 5 minutes. It's just, it doesn't, not at the moment anyway. You know, you accept the fact that this is going to take you an hour and a half on a good day with no traffic, but then you have to account for variables. The variables in this journey will be things like roadworks, traffic jams, car accident, something that may become a hurdle, present a hurdle to means it's going to take you longer to get there. It's the same with this. It's going to take you as long as it takes you, and you have to account for factors and variables that you've yet to experience because you haven't got the experience. You don't do it. That's why when you learn to drive, if you do it the second time around, or you take these FTMO challenges and you pass after like a third or fourth attempt, it's because you've seen some variables, you've accounted for things that you didn't know you would have to account for. You're wise to these things, and that's experience. So patience pays, experience pays. It just is what it is. Just understand that, and you'll be able to move forward, and you'll be less stressed as well. You know, and if you do have a loss, you're not going to be too stressed about it. Who cares? You think, well, it's part of the game. Just get on with it, and you get used to it, and that's it. That's the best advice you can give anyone. And what I'm saying is just common sense. You already know this. All I'm doing is highlighting it and putting it into some context so that you can, you know, think about it a little bit more. Because I think you don't think about it otherwise. Yeah.
Can I share a last idea? Last one? Sorry, interrupting you. I think social media is poison to your mind, you know, because you see all those guys passing the FTMO challenge in 2 to 4 days, and you start thinking, oh, I'm a loser. I'm on my 20 day, and I didn't make, I don't know, 3% on my account. I'm a loser, you know?
I know.
Social media is a real poison.
There are also guys that pass the FTMO challenge in like 9 hours, and they say I've passed the challenge.
I know.
As Alex says, yeah. How many keep the account at the end of the day?
Yeah.
They pass the challenge, but there's no video of them saying I passed the verification. It's just I passed the challenge, and that's
it. You see the Lamborghinis, you see the fancy stuff, and you think, oh, you know, but this is actually, I don't know, rented.
It's marketing.
No, it's all appearance, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the problem with social media.
Yeah. So, my mate Jay's talking about me telling you about my journey and my struggles. Suffice to say, it's an ongoing journey, and it doesn't end. But maybe by the end of this year or so, like I said, I'd give this another year, another 18 months till about maybe July next year, by which time I hope to just take a step back from all of this. So I will share what I'm doing and try and provide some content and value to maybe help you guys in your struggle, because it is tough. It's not easy. It is all psychological, you know. It's mostly psychological anyway, and that might be due to external factors. It might be that you're poor and you need money. It might be that you've got bills to pay, you're in debt. It could be that, you know, I don't know. It could be that you're just, I don't know. It could be anything and everything, but it's mostly always personal stuff that has effect on the outcome of your success in this game. It really is. It's not generally anything to do with your trading. Like, you might see a setup and take the trade, or you might be seeing a setup and not take the trade because you're too scared, because you just don't want to lose money, because your head's not in the right place, you're emotional. So it's an ongoing thing. But suffice to say that I think I'll give it another year or so, and then just see how you guys get on. See if we can turn a few people. See if we can convert a few people into consistent traders. See if we can have a small group of people that actually are making money consistently from this game. I think you've got a very good opportunity. What with now seeing all these prop firms, and now they're getting quite competitive as well, aren't they? They really are getting quite competitive.
Yeah.
They're doing.
There are even prop firms that don't have challenges anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a small fee.
Yeah, exactly.
I
exactly.
think 5 years updated their roles and stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, listen to me or don't listen to me. It doesn't matter, Tony.
New updates.
Yeah, no. That's good. So you're presented with an opportunity. So get your house in order and keep working on it. I put some structure in place into how to pass a challenge, and I broke it down into the 3 stages, because there are 3 stages generally with FTMO. But now that's changing as well, so you can adapt depending on which prop firm you choose. but don't rush into it. A lot of people keep sending me messages saying, "Oh, I'm going to start my FTMO challenge next week or whatever challenge." I'm like, "But you're not ready. Why are you just going to throw money at this? You're not ready. Why are you going to pay a fee to do what? You're not ready. You haven't got any consistency. So get some consistency. You need 12 months of consistency, 2 years. You need to backtest 12 months. You need to do backtest 100 trades. You need to get some of that discipline and some of those stats. You need to, or at least look over your stats and say, okay, I've had 10 winners and I've had 4 losers and I've pretty much done the same thing. And yeah, you need to stop paying close attention to what you're doing in that respect. You got to be bothered at the end of the day. What you put in is what you're going to get out of this, and that's with everything. So, yeah, just take your time with it. What's the time? 2:26. The US market's open in about 3 minutes. Gold's just made a really good move up. I didn't see gold today at all, really. I've been busy doing my own things, other things, so I haven't really been paying too much attention. Except I saw it pop up, and yeah, it's very good. Anyone taking any trades today? Anyone long on gold? Anyone doing anything?
I took a long
Well,
on Geo while we were on call. So,
You did a long, did you say?
yeah, I took a long, but it was on
Okay,
the
good.
1 minute time frame. And this is a trade that I think I'll share it. And if people were doubting about the 1:10 trade that I take, so I just
Where
share it.
did you get in?
So it was the point of interest in the 1 hour, and then I took a entry on the 1 minute at around let me see, what's the entry? Well, 1.36907.
So
Because
let,
that's
let,
that was at
let's
that
let,
point. But
let's
it's
let's
it's
take
very
let's take a digit off there.
student.
What is it? 136 what?
Well,
97.
yeah, one yeah,
136.97.
136.97.
Okay, 136.97.
Yeah.
And what are you looking to get it up to?
No, I have kept my stop profits secured to 5%, and I'm just letting the trade run.
So how many pips did you have on that?
The stop loss
Yeah.
was 1.8, but then I pulled it to 2. I just took it to a psychological point,
Sorry,
and then
what do you mean? What
5%.
two pips? You had a 2 pip stop loss.
Yeah, I'll share it. I'll share it.
No,
But
that's
there was a
cool. That's
guy
cool.
asking.
That's cool.
I,
See, that's
I'll share it. I'll
crazy,
share
isn't
it.
it? No, it's fine. I get you. That's cool. Each to their own. So you had a 2 pip stop loss. You got in at 136.97, and you
Yeah.
put a stop at 136.95. Is that what you're saying? About 95. So basically, on a 1 minute time frame,
Well, 136 88 around there. I think 886 around somewhere there. Yeah, 1.36 888. That's where my stop.
136.88, and
Where
where
I'm
did
from.
you get in long at
Yeah,
136.97?
907. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
90907. Take a
Yeah.
digit off.
907.
You're too many digits.
907. Sorry.
Oh, so 90. You got in at 90. Oh, here we go. It's gone again. I'm going to upgrade it. We'll upgrade that in a second. We'll do that after. Okay, that's cool. It's good to know. All right, so 429. So he got in at 136.90 and his stop was at 136.88. 136.90 and his stop was at 136.88. Somewhere down there. Okay, so yeah, very small moves and 1% risk on a very small move. Very small. Okay, ridiculously small. Okay, see, that's very hard to trade that way. It's very aggressive. But hey, each to their own, whatever works for you. Let's get this on here. Share screen. Do that. Stick that there. And get this up here. Pull that over there. And sorry about that. I should have looked. Well, it's been a good session. It's been a good session today. So interesting. I think we're going to get a little nudge down now with the open. Still another push down. It's doing exactly what I thought it might do with the price action on the pound pairs. Let's have a look at this. Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So you got in? I got that.
I was just looking for a minor puller.
No, I heard what you said. Really good. So yeah, it makes sense. So you got in at 136.90, and your stop loss was around 136.88. Okay.
Yeah,
130, and
I'll
it's
just
so
share it on.
about 2
Just
pips.
seeing.
I was just saying, when you quote your numbers, take a digit off, because otherwise it's just digit after digit after digit. After
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Remember,
My bad.
this is $1.37, so $1.37.13 at the moment
Yeah.
prices. I'm not
One
gonna
dollar.
quote that last digit. It's surplus to our requirement.
True. Yeah. The
Um,
pets. You mean?
yeah. Let's have a look here. What? Where are we? 15 minutes. Go to 15 minute. Okay. We'll update the. All right, we're getting a nice bullish move on the indices. Nice bullish move on the indices. Gold is dropping off a little bit off the highs. What else have we got? We've got a nice retracement. I said to the 50%. Let's see what it does. It was just a guess actually, around 50% on pound. It's still going up. It's running up quite strong. So we've got some bullish momentum on dollar pairs. So dollar weakness. So what's going on with the Dixie? Let's have a look at the Dixie. So daily is wicked out. Daily is looking quite bearish. 4 hour. It's done a U-turn on a 4 hour. Okay, so that's dollar strength. Dollar weakness. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Well, leave that on a. Let's leave that on a. Let's leave it on a 1 hour. Let's have a look at what's going on with our trade here. Nothing much. Let's go here. And why is that over there? Let's stretch this up over there a little bit.
Do you trade cryptos, Alex?
No, you know I don't. Well, you know that. Why would you ask that? You just ask questions that are just random. You don't even know. You'll ask me that question in a month's time, won't you? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I invest in crypto. I've got some crypto. I've got some altcoins. You invest in that now. You don't try and trade it. Somebody was trying to trade it at the weekend and they got smashed up with a 1,000 pip move. So yeah, it's not. You got to know how to trade that and be aggressive with it. And have
Alex,
have
what
a
are your thoughts
ridiculous.
on
You can have a
the
ridiculously
GME
huge
hype?
stop. What's that?
What were your thoughts on the GME hype, the GameStop hype,
You know,
the
it's what it
one that
is.
was there
It was
last week?
it's fun to watch. It was interesting,
Yeah,
wasn't it? I've not seen stuff like that happen,
yeah.
so it was like a historical moment. But and then now you've got to see what the fallout is going to be from all of that. What's going to happen? What are the banks going to say? What the government's going to say? You know, you have advisors to the governments that work in the banks. There could be like a CEO or a vice chairman of Deutsche Bank. You know, might go and have a word with Angela Merkel.
Nah, they don't know shit.
Yeah, well, they don't need to. They'll just consult and they'll speak to them and they'll say, okay, I don't think that this is a good idea, and they'll get their team together and they'll say these are the reasons why we should regulate it, and etc. etc. And they'll put proposals forwards, and then somebody might say, okay, we need to regulate it. Actually, we need to come up with our own currency, our own Bitcoin, our own digital currency where then everyone can conform and use that one, and then we can regulate that
Yeah,
currency.
they are late.
But they'll just they'll do that. They'll do whatever. So yeah, nice pump on the DAX. Nice pump on the indices. Nice pump on all the indices at the Open, US Open. Everything's bullish. Everything's just spiked up, retesting the high. The Nasdaq has spiked down and the Dow's spiked up. So you know it's going to be one of those days where everything's a mess. I don't like it when it's like that. You've got some into the long and now up 0.5%. That's all right, isn't it? On the pound. Okay, record highs again on the Dow. This is all on the fact that we got stimulus coming in. Let's have a look at this. I'm not trading the euro yen, New Zealand yen. All the yen pairs they've all got to move together. So I don't usually trade euro yen on its own. I normally take that as an additional trade if I'm taking a trade, or maybe pound yen and it's a yen related move. Then I would then maybe take a trade on the euro yen alongside it, Or if it's a euro related move, then I would take a euro yen move with the euro dollar move, etc., etc. But I don't trade New Zealand yen or euro yen on any of these pairs, minor pairs. I don't trade them on their own. The only one I do look at that's classed as a minor is pound yen, because it moves. It moves all right. It moves well. So we're having dollar yen's tanking, dollar CAD is tanking. I was kind of hoping that dollar yen, we'd see a bit of a pull down with some yen strength. I was kind of hoping we'd get that yen strength. That's what I thought. Let's opt for pound yen today. But it's just like that. It's just manipulated price action. Up a bit, down a bit. Nothing beyond scalping moves today so far. Let's have a look at where is it? Where's my... Okay, you want to have a look at this? Let's have a look at Bitcoin very, very quickly. Have a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin weekly. Let's drill down to a daily. Have a look at that on a daily. So record highs, pumping, good. This is the same as anything. This is momentum. This is what I was talking about yesterday. If you watch my momentum strategy video, momentum. So we've got bullish momentum. We have these corrective phases. We have these pullbacks. And then you buy it. You buy it back up until it goes back and completes the retest to the upside. In this case, we've retested and we've broken. It's one of those instruments which is going to not only retest the high, but it has got a chance of breaking and making a new high. When you compare something like this to Forex pairs, they'll hit support and resistance and they'll just bounce off. They won't try and force it through. They won't make new highs and new lows as easily, or as it's not as liquid as something like this. The same applies to gold. Gold is one of those instruments which if it goes and tests a high or low, it has a good strong chance of actually breaking and making a new high or a new low. Same with the indices like the Dow Jones. That if it goes and tests a high or a low, chances are that it has a very good chance of actually breaking and making a new high or making a new low. Whereas if you look at a Forex pair, chances are that it's going to hit the high, hit the low. That's your first target. It does a 100% retrace, or more often than not, you find it hits a 76.4 and stalls there. And so that's the difference. So understand whatever your instrument you trade in, stalk it, monitor it, track it, understand how it moves, understand it, understand the price action, and that will land you in good stead. It makes a massive difference. Just a little attention to detail. And straight away, I've just told you exactly how everything moves as an overview, and that should help you. So when you're trying to sell the bottom or buy the top, think about that before you jump in. Don't get too excited. And so you understand there's a push phase and then there's a retracement. Wait for the retracements. And I shared that again with the momentum strategy, because a lot of people don't seem to understand momentum and the MT strategy. And all that is really understanding when a market is trending. If something's moving, you don't necessarily want to jump on that move, because it can pull back just as quickly as you've gotten in. And trust by the time you open up your trading account, or I don't know, stop hesitating, by the time you jump on it, it's too late. It's already moved, and you jump on it and it drops back. You try and take a long, it drops back, and you think, oh fuck, why did I go long there? You end up going long at the top because you rushed. So markets will always put in these sort of movements and corrective phases, and if you've got to wait a day, a week, a month, so be it. Learn to sit in your hands, be patient, and you'll get a better entry. And if you can't wait, scale in with. That's why 0.25% is brilliant, because if you want to scale in with a small position and you don't quite get the entry nailed to perfection, then you can add another little bit to it, and scale in with a bit more, and you're still keeping your risk down. So just there are ways to trade. Able has a very unique way to trade, like a two pip stop loss, and using a small time frame, so a 1 minute time frame, you can justify a 2 pip stop loss, I suppose. I think that's still quite small, quite extreme. You're basically risking 0.5% on 1 pip, 0.5% per pip roughly. It's quite phenomenal in that respect. If it works for you, it works for you.
It took me a lot of time to reach it, and like that to get your psychology developed,
Yeah.
to come up here, you would have to like it takes a lot of time. I'm not saying that I can get this consistently, but I can see that I'm on my way of getting it there.
Yeah.
So it just depends as how long it's gonna take.
Yeah.
I don't mind if it takes 2 3 years, but as long as I can do it consistently, and if I'm compounding my account or growing my account as I'm doing it,
Well,
it's just
what if
it's
it
just more
spikes
than enough.
down? What if it spikes down a bit, and you get stopped out? Because 2 pips is nothing.
Um,
You're getting how many times do you get stopped out before you stop?
What if it's
all right. So as I
spikes down
told,
while you're still using your stop
like
loss?
per day, I would give 3 tries in a
Three
day.
tries.
I
Okay,
would
three
just
tries.
give 3 tries, or yeah, 3 entries. If not, I don't trade the entire day. If I have more than 2 losses or 3 losses, I just stop for the day.
Yeah.
If I'm 3% down, I just stop for the day because I know, like in the week, I know there can be the one trade that can cover up that loss. So,
Yeah.
and it's not necessary that I take every single day. I take 3 entries. It can be just one entry for that day. It depends on what the market gives me. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Like
force it.
what if it spikes down while you're still setting your stop loss? Like it does a five pip spike down or something.
So that's the thing, as if you can understand like what you're doing. I see if it spikes down, I don't mind it. It's a loss, I agree that it's a loss. It's gone. Okay, I've lost money. That's my one trade. It's gone. I lose 0.5% or 1%. That depends on how much I'm risking. But I never exceed more than 1%. That's it. 1% is the end. So
What's going on here?
because you would have certain swap charges and shit. So just
Okay.
keep it 1%.
Isn't it really hard to calculate risk on those lower time frames because you also have to take in account spreads and stuff like that?
Yeah, you would have to take in account of spreads, but if you have like a broker like IC Markets, and if you have a raw spread account on like a major pair, it's almost like 0.1 to zero point 0.0 spread. I think Alex knows about it. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. You got small
That's
spreads.
why IC
You
Markets
couldn't. You
is
couldn't
quite
really do
convenient.
that years ago. You couldn't trade anything years ago with a small spread
Yeah,
because
true, yeah.
small stop because a lot of brokers would impose a minimum stop loss. So in some cases, your stop would
True,
have
yeah.
to be 4 pips or 5 pips as a minimum. You couldn't have a 1 pip stop loss, for example. And also the
True,
spread
true.
was like 3 pips, 4 pips, 5 pips, 8 pips on things like pound yen, and that was maybe only like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and then pound yen, and it would move 200-300 pips a day, and it was quite a volatile instrument to trade, which was great for anyone who liked to trade Geppy. Pound yen was the one; it was brilliant for that. But you'd have like a 5 pip or an 8 pip. I remember it was 8 pips, and it went to 5 pips, and it went to 3 pips in terms of a spread. Now it's small spread, and people still complain about
Yeah.
spreads sometimes, and I'm like, well, okay, but I think they're perhaps they are the scalpers, are they? Aren't they? The scalpers are the ones that complain because they're looking for small moves, and yeah. I wanted to currency.com. Don't you have any others? This is awful. What about this one? Let's try this one. I wonder, does this one give us a better representation of the Dow? Because that's 327. That's better. Oh, see, look, the data's so limited. You pay for this. You actually pay for TradingView, and it doesn't even give you the full data. So I'm on a month chart. Where are we going back to? 2010, is that it? Okay. So it doesn't feel like I need to know what happened before 2010. How about the recession? I'd like to know what happened to the recession. That's okay, fine. See, useless. Anyway, there you
Alex,
go.
what version of TradingView do you have?
It's the Pro Plus version. It's the top version. It's the premium version. It's the one with all the bells and whistles on.
What? You that's like 100 a month or something, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe it's something
I think
something
Alex
like.
has got the yearly plan, right? Alex, have you taken the yearly or monthly?
I'm still negotiating, but I'm trying everything. I'm just seeing what they're doing. But Dow Jones Industrial Average. Shall we have a go?
Yeah.
Let's try and find that. Yeah, why have you written that? Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, what about it? That's what it's called. It's the Dow Jones. Or do you want me to look at the? I typed in. It came up with US 30. Oenda. Let's try that then. Oenda. Let's have a go.
JFX asked,
US
able what lot
30.
size you generally trade in?
Um,
The lot size just matters on as I calculate. So I have my FX book
oh yeah,
calculator right beside
and
me, and I just calculate the stop loss depending on the balance, and you get the
US
lot size that you
30,
need
US 30.
in mind of.
So US 30, USD. Yeah, it's a bit too much of the same information. It confuses it because it's not. Let's try this one. Let's try that one and see if that one's any better. It doesn't matter. I'm just being finicky because they ask you for a lot of money, and if you take their top package, I would expect with their premium
Yeah.
products to have access to everything, comprehensive data, not can only give you to 2010. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Well, might as well just stay on a free one. It's the same information. I'm not getting anything extra. So so sometimes people talk about these things and they big up these. I don't know, like TradingView. It gets a lot of attention because they are nice charts. Okay, so how much do we go back to here? Let's see how far back it goes. Goes back to May 2017. Yeah, that's dead. And the other thing that annoys me as well, like you've got all these, all the feeds, they vary. So 52, 55, 53, 54. It's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, whatever. Select CFD. Okay, CFD. That's all right. I'll have a look at it in another. I won't waste time with that now. We will have a look. I will sort it out. Let me drill down to 1 hour anyway. Let's have a look at what it's doing because it's making record highs. This is the Dow. Record highs. So we had the pullback and it just keeps going. Talking about Biden stimulus package, COVID relief package, whatever they want to call it. That's helping, isn't it? That's going to help. So we've had the pump, and
Yeah, they
that
got
seems to
like
be it at the
around
moment.
1.3 trillion dollars, I think it was.
Oh, is it
Package that they
1.3?
sent.
Is that right? I thought it was supposed to be 1.9.
Yeah. 1.9, 1.9, my bad. My
Okay.
bad.
What happened with your pound dollar trade?
I got out of it 10%. That's it.
So you risk 1%.
I could have let it run, but
So
yeah,
basically for
I risked
10%.
1% on
So
that.
so what were you looking for? A 20 pip move? 20 pips.
Yeah, basically, yeah, 20 pip. But on my risk reward ratio, I can see like I focused it on the risk reward, right? So I can get the value exactly. Like if I'm looking for 10, maybe 20 pip move or a 10% move, I just pull the profit margin up to the mark that I wanted, the percentage that I want, like 10% or 15%, and then I just let it be there. So yeah, it was a 20 pip move basically. Yeah. 2 pip stop, 20 pip move, 1 to 10.
It's so funny. I
Yeah.
talk to you and it's like,
And
oh
it's
yeah,
funny. Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah. Is that what I
It's
did? Oh, I can't believe
super
that's what I
strange.
did. Yeah. All right. So what's going on with pound? So pound yen's just sits in there. It's not really. It's bouncing off a 127. I still want it to get down to around 144.10 area. I still need to get down. So I put my target down at 144.14, looking for it to drop. We're retracing 76.4 of this small range on the pound dollar. So let's see what it does there. Euro dollars bounced up about 40 pips. That's making a nice bullish move. That's cool. Any questions about anything else? I think that's enough for today, isn't it? Because otherwise it just goes on.
Yeah.
We've done an hour 45. This is what I think price action
Yeah,
might do with the
it's really,
pound.
really nice.
Cable's going to get up to about, where's it going to get up to? It's going to get up to about just shy of around 137.30. It's going to get up to that 137.28 maybe. Oh, 26 even. 26, 27, 28. And then it's going to fall over. Let's see if it does that. Let's drill down.
If I may ask,
Yeah.
do you have any points or tips on how to hold positions? Because for me, like,
It's your
unfortunately, that's
yeah.
one of the hardest things.
It's your trade plan, isn't it? And it comes with back testing. So when you're back testing, it builds a confidence, and and then you believe more in your system because you're seeing the results and you're seeing the hit rates high, and you think, okay, this happens more often than not. You understand that trading is all about probability, so you're giving yourself an edge because you've got a strategy which you've back tested and you've got statistical data results. That's hard evidence, hard facts, and you're looking at that and you're saying, okay, I feel nervous, but then you look at the results. You go, right, well, I've done 2 months worth of back testing on this, and I've got a 75% hit rate. So 75% of the time I'm making money. Fuck it, I'm going to go for it. You know what I mean? That's what you have to kind of just do that sometimes, and that will help. Okay, so I've just... What's happened there? Why have I just closed that out? Oh, bollocks. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I want to take a short on the pound dollar at about 26 if we can get up there. Come on. Let's switch this up to... Let's have a look at pound dollar. See if we can get up to about 76 and then drop it from there, 26. That's the wrong one. Let's see, have a chart. Where's it gone? Oh no, it's not that one, is it? It's opera. Got it on opera. Forget. I have a question. When you say done with the day, done for the day, do you trade up a certain percentage goal? Do you end up trading to a certain time? I think a bit of both, to be fair, isn't it? Again, common sense. You say, okay, right, this is the move. The move's done. There's nothing else happening. I've made money off that move. It's now dead. It's finished. Now you can say, okay, let's look for the next setup. Or I've made what I needed to make. I'm quite happy with my profit, so I'm going to finish for the day. Again, that's down to you, isn't it? Right, let's what are we at here? Let's adjust this. Let's move this here. Let's get these into the middle a little bit. Let's have a look if we can get one more trade on here on the pound. Do you know what? I'm just going to take it short now. 22. We'll put like a small risk on here. So let's do 24. There we go. 24. How many minutes? Got a minute 44 to go. Let's see if it gets here. A bit impatient, perhaps. And I'm going to put my stop loss here at 41.
Once one person asked me like, how do I take the 764 as a confluence with my strategy? Like right now, you can see that the 764 is at the imbalance that broke previous structure. So it's basically how I do it. So yeah.
Okay, well,
That's how I use 764 as a confluence.
I'm gonna apply my.
Are you shorting it, Alex?
Yeah, I'm just scaling in a small position, but I'm gonna take a trade. If we hit up here, once it finishes, we have a minute to go. Once it's done its move and retested this high, which it's currently doing on the 1 hour. We have 6 minutes to go, and I'm gonna put a little trade on, and as soon as it tops out up here and decides to turn, so I won't put a proper risk. I'll just put a little something on here about 24. Just says it's 27. I'm just going to scale in. Let it finish its move though, and then what we'll do is we'll put like a 0.5% on something like that, and we'll just short it back down again. And we'll put a stop loss. Our stop loss, we'll tuck our stop loss in just behind wherever the high is on this move. So 6 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go. That's a good retrace. I like that retrace. That's good. Yeah. See, again, I shouldn't rush into this. I just need to be a little bit calmer. I just wanted to make sure I have a little bit of skin in the game. That's fear of missing out.
Yeah, that could happen.
Let's do some calculations.
Alex, in this case, where would your stop be? Like, would it be
I haven't done it yet, so yeah, the stop's got to be around 41 at the moment, the high, but hopefully we've got
Get the
4 minutes, and let's see when it closes at 3 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock see if we see if we test the high or not, or see if it stalls here. I'd like to short it off here though. Bear in mind that I just want to factor in case we do get a little sudden spike down. But at the minute on the high time frames, it's all quite bullish. So we've basically reversed, made some money on pound yen, and then I don't know. Let's see if we can make a little bit more on this pound dollar. It's all good fun. Oh, what's going on? All these charts, they do my head in. They just move around. Let's see what happens. Open that.
If it closes above on the 1 hour, would you consider it invalid or?
Yeah, if it takes out the 40, then I'll leave it alone. If it just tests that area and drops, then we'll look for a nice counter move back down. Again, it's not going to be a big move. I just feel like we're going to get a bit of a counter move, bit of a scalp maybe. Might give us about 10, 20 pips or so. We'll see. At the moment, it's nice and bullish, and it's gone up, and we could have just taken a long. Ideally, a long would have been the first order of play to the 764. So you buy it down here, and then you hold it to the 76.4. That's the first move. Now I'm looking for a potential, because of the time, we've got 2 minutes to the close of this hour. So a nice hourly close. I'd be looking for a nice rejection and a nice little drop again. We'll see. We'll see if it does it or not. And my stop loss will be wherever the high is of this move. So it's not going to be above here. It's going to be here. So if it stalls here and drops, then I will add some risk to it. So you got to work out your calculations and understand what is 0.5% or what is 0.25%. So right now, all I've done is about.
Yeah, I know. I usually do.
I got about 0.25 in the game. That's all. It's a very small risk. But if I get something on here, then I'd like to put 0.5% on. I might have then about about 0.5% in total. Another 0.25% position. But then I can move the other stop down from the other position and make that not risk free, but make it, reduce the risk right down on it. Let's see what happens. It's stalling, it's holding. This is what we like to see. Actually, you know what? I want to put this on a 5 minute as well.
Are you looking at the trading view or on your other monitors now?
No, it's all here. I'm looking at it here on what you can see. I mean, I've got one, two. I've got 4 screens. I think that's enough. Here we go. So we're holding, and we're just a minute ago. Now, see, what I'm saying is I have no problem putting a trade on here, and trying to time an entry is quite difficult, but I have no problem putting a trade on because I'm not risking a lot. Now, if I was risking 1% or so, I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't feel comfortable. I'd need more confirmation. I need to be more patient. But when you're putting such a small risk on, you can almost be carefree with it. You say, okay, I'm going to put some money on this. without being too disciplined or too hard on yourself. It makes a world of difference. It feels nice. It's like trading with no shackles, trading with no restraints. It's a lovely feeling. Because you know that whatever you're risking is not gonna ruin you. You're not going to be declared bankrupt by tomorrow. You know, it's not anything. It's not going to impact your life.
Well, Alex, you know what I would like to see maybe as a video, if you have time for it? When you decide to cut losses early.
Oh yeah.
If you
I might cut losses early on this one. If it just decides to spike up to 40, I might just say, you know what, I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to get out of this because it's still clearly bullish. So I might do that. Right, we're done, yeah? So that was quick, 3 o'clock. Now let's see what he does here. Let's get that out the way. Let's put this on a let's put this on a 15-minute chart. And let's drill this one down to a 1 hour chart as well. So we've got 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour. So we can monitor this price action because we're looking for an entry. So in order to make sure we're getting a decent entry, we need to use the smaller time frames. But it's a counter trend move, and I think, let's see, I think we are out of the, we're out of the yen move. That gave us about 20 something pips. It wasn't massive. It was all right. Gave us a few quid. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, okay. So let's do that there. There we go. Yeah, that one still had a position on there, but that's okay. I'm done with that. And this is not, it's not showing any signs of reversing. We'll give it one more candle, but I don't think it's doing what I want it to do. So I think the idea here, the play was quite simply to buy it all back up and go long to the 76.4. That would have been a nice trade to take it up from 137. This is the range. Not a very big range at all, is it, really? 80 to 30. That's about, yeah, actually, it's about 50 or 60 pip range on the pound. Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of this position because this is not something that I need to worry about. What are we in at? 7. So where's not happy with the price action. You're talking about cutting losses. There you go. Cut a loss for like 5-6 pips. Oh, about 8 pips. Yeah, there you go. That'll get rid of that one. No worries. So
Would you journal this?
Yeah, I'll write it down. Yeah. It was a trade. I took a trade there and I took a trade there, and I jumped in too soon. That's simple. When I put into comments and notes, I'll just say, right, I put a small position on, jumped in early to see if I could get something, but you can clearly see that we are in a range. We've dropped down 50 or so pips, and now it's curled back up, and it's all just, US traders have taken it back up. We've had a nice little sell-off, a nice little retracement during the Asian session into the US session, into the London session. Now the US traders have come in, they've decided to just take this move back up, which is fine. It's the path of least resistance, and it's a nice easy bit of price action. Down a bit, up a bit, stays bullish, job done. The play here was just maybe to go long and take it up to T1, would have been somewhere like that, to the 76.4. So that 764 strategy is pretty good because it works both ways. Oh,
Yeah, Alex, I think that's a good
JFX
idea.
put you put an order on Friday to go long on GU at 136.84. You set the order on Friday, and so you're up about 50 fips at the moment. Perfect. That's okay. Perfect. So you see, I got out of this trade. I had a little go. It wasn't doing what I wanted to do. It's actually going really well to the upside. It's a nice trade, just a basic U shape, gone down a bit, and it's curling back up to retest the high. So I cut the loss on it. I thought, well, this isn't working, so I'm not bothered. And it hasn't impacted my profit for the day because I made some decent profit on pound yen. I just gave a little bit back because I jumped in a little bit too early. Yeah, so I can put that in my comments and say what I did wrong. And if I want to be hard on myself, I say, why are you going short on pound when it's bullish? Why aren't you buying it at 136.80? Because I've been talking to you guys, so I haven't really been paying much attention. But everything's quite bullish today. Beautiful price action on gold. It's giving it all back. I think gold is going to be bullish all week. What do you reckon? Especially with the stimulus. Do you think they're just going to keep pumping gold up to 1900 now? Because it's making a very strong move, a very strong case for it. It's done a 400, nearly 500 pip move off the lows. So that's one to watch for bullish price action. Let's do away with this. Let's go on a higher time frame. But you see how I was working the fibs here. So I was looking at the bigger picture. We didn't quite get down to a 38.2 retracement, so it shows how bullish it actually was. We haven't stopped for any sort of correction at the 76.4. So again, it shows you the bullish price action for pound dollar. That gives you a good indication as well as to just how bullish pound is. So I think, to be fair, we're looking at 138 next stop on the pounds. 138. And with that in mind, I'm quite confident that this is going to stay bullish. So I'm going to do away with these fibs, get rid of that, because I'm not interested in it going down. It's done a pullback and it's given it all back. So I'm going to drill up to the high time frames on the pound. I'm going to look at where the next possible levels are to the upside. You can see the U-turn, U-shape, bullish price action. Let's get up to the. This is a daily chart. Keep your mics on mute. Yeah, let's have a look. It's been hovering around at 136.76 for quite a number of weeks. So if it breaks there, then it's got a move that can happen to 140, and somebody said the other day $150, $1.50 for pound dollar. So it might be good. So it was a good session, yeah. Thanks, Alex. I've learnt a lot, quite a lot. Yeah, it's good to just talk about stuff and see and get a feel for what trading is about, and certainly shouldn't get stressed or get your knickers in a twist over nothing unless you're risking too much. If you're putting your whole life into this, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. There are traders out there that they've given themselves 6 months to make money, and that is added pressure. But also you sometimes need to do that, right? A little bit of pressure is good for productivity. A little bit of pressure is good to get you out of bed in the morning, to actually get you doing things so you're not procrastinating, sitting on your ass doing nothing. A little bit of pressure. But sustained pressure leads to depression, leads to stress, leads to unhealthy lifestyle, and too much pressure. So you have to strike that balance as well. That goes without saying. That's with everything. But yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Really important. Don't be too hard on yourself in this business, because this is one of those businesses that you have to learn it. You have to understand it. It's a skill. Don't just think you're going to walk in, make a shit ton of money, and then you're done. And in 6 months' time, you're going to be a millionaire. It's just, you might do it. Of course, anything's possible. But you're setting the bar very, very, very high. And what's that going to do for you? Nothing. It's going to put you under a lot of unnecessary pressure. Why'd you have to do that to yourself? So just chill out and take your time with it and see what happens. So yeah, pound. So I think that's good. I think we're done with that. Okay, so we're done on this one. That was a nice little move. We came down to previous structure. I took some profit. I wanted to get in at 72, and just as I was putting it on and setting it all up, it did a little spike down. So then I just waited. It went up a little bit. It went down to about 60 and then went up a little bit back to about 64. So I was like, okay, I managed to get in 64. But 64, 72 was 8 pips. It makes a big difference when you're in this sort of trade, because I'd still be in this trade now. We'd test it at 70. My stop would be up here, and I could have actually put in a nice 30 pip, nice 20 to 30 pip 1-to-1 risk to reward for my first target, because my stop loss would have been about 20 pips. So yeah, I mean, sometimes the timing is everything. It makes a world of difference, though, doesn't it? Okay, good. Well, have a good day, everyone, and we'll come back and check it all out tomorrow. Yeah, see you guys later.